I love when previous hyperfixations show up with a vengeance and are like, you didn't learn enough last time. Because with getting into Spidey pools, of course, resurfaced my Spider-Man hyperfixation I had at 17. And even a bit when I was 14. But you know, I didn't really start reading comics until the last year. So, here I am. And I stayed up until 1 a.m. watching a 70-minute long video on the history of Spider-Man up until the Superior Spider-Man comics. Now I'm watching the video on the Superior Spider-Man comics. And then after that, I guess it's gonna be about Ultimate Spider-Man. This is alongside reading the Spider-Man comics. But you know what? I've been reading the Spider-Man / Deadpool comics, and I finally know why the fuck Peter is running a company called Parker Industries. Because I kind of just accepted it. Every time I read a comic, there's usually, like, context I'm missing, and I just kind of accept it. And sometimes I look up why, sometimes I don't. Parker Industries is one of those things where I was like, you know what? I'll find out eventually, probably. This video explained it. Of all the ways he would end up with his own company, this was not what I was expecting, but to be honest with you, if he was ever going to have his own company, this honestly makes the most amount of sense. Also, the context that this has helped me gain to understand certain aspects of the MCU as well. Though I will say, the Civil War comic compared to the movie, I'm kind of mad that he didn't switch sides like he does in the comics. I think that was a missed opportunity there. Anyway. I did not need my Spider-Man fixation to be worse than it already was. Like, I really didn't. Especially now that I have adult money and a credit card. Like, all the Bucky Barnes shit I have, and it's hard to find Bucky Barnes merch. Okay? That poster, and that one. The only reason those are the only ones that I have are because those are the only ones I could find. And right now I refuse to buy any licensed merchandise from Marvel or from Funko. So I bought these from someone. I started reading Spider-Man / Deadpool in like September. I've already bought 2 of the comics. I've got Don't Call It a Team Up and the first volume of Spider-Man / Deadpool. The only reason those are the only ones I have is because I am buying them all secondhand, and I'm mostly buying them off of eBay. Because again, not buying anything licensed. But Spider-Man is Marvel's most popular character. So finding even like fan merch on like Etsy for him is so fucking easy. So anyway, guys, subscribe to my YouTube. I make money off of there. I need adult money. Like, this is not about it. I have 2 Deadpool posters, and they're from before I really got much into Deadpool. And then there's that one, too, but that's a little sticker. I got from someone when I was cosplaying Princess Bubblegum, and I walked past him, and he handed me a tray full of candy. And then I saw that, and that was after I started getting into Deadpool as a character. That was after Deadpool and Wolverine. Also, I'm planning on cosplaying Spider-Man, because my partner's cosplaying Deadpool. The end. Spider-Man / Deadpool bullshit. I'm a simple guy who wants Spider-Man merch, but specifically doesn't want licensed stuff, so I can't even ask for it for Christmas, because everyone's gonna get me licensed stuff, and then I'm gonna be like, oh no. Also, now I'm trying to figure out, because I've been thinking about it since I was 17, trying to figure out, Spider-Man tattoo, because I've been wanting to get a Spider-Man tattoo since I was 17, like I said. I just don't know what I want to get. And now I'm thinking about it more and more, the more that I get into Spider-Man. And it's just slowly gotten worse, because I have... Last time, I was also in school, mind you, because I was literally in grade 12. Last year of high school, I had no time to think about anything but school. But school, my job, and dance, because I was dancing literally 8 times a week. And then I was also a student choreographer. So no, I had no time to think about all of that. And now I can. It's a problem. So Otto Octavius fucks around and does a body swap thing, so he and Peter switch bodies, and Otto's body was all, like, old and dying. So Peter tries to be like, hey guys, that isn't me. Help, and then ends up dying in Otto's body. So Otto just has Peter's body now. And he decides to be Spider-Man and Peter Parker, but This is why it's called the Superior Spider-Man comics. He's gonna be the Superior Spider-Man. So he decides, among other things, to get a doctorate. Because he's personally offended that Peter never got one. And apparently throughout the comics, there are just times where he complains about Peter's life, and Peter's like, I'd like to see you do it better, and then he proceeds to do it better. And then, you know, one of the things he ends up doing is making his own company, Parker Industries. Now, eventually, of course, Peter gets his body back, because he was literally haunting the narrative. He was a ghost for a good chunk of it, just watching Otto fuck around with his body, until Otto figured it out and got rid of him, and that caused issues. But then shit happened, and he admitted that he wasn't better than Peter Parker, and Peter got his body back, and Otto is dead. For now. So when Peter got his body back, he just was now the CEO of a company, of Parker Industries. That's my understanding of it. This is the summary of the video summarizing how that ended up happening. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt. But, like, at the same time, as well, like, this makes total sense to me, that it wasn't Peter who did this, it was Otto Octavius using his body. Not that he couldn't, I just don't see why he would want to. By the way, Deadpool calling Spider-Man Baby Boy is canon, and I have just discovered that it is in one of the comic issues that is in Don't Call It a Team Up. I shouldn't be this excited, but I'm simply just a guy. According to this, it's from the 2008 run of Deadpool, issue number 19. Spidey, what's up, baby boy? I haven't seen you since Amazing Spider-Man number 611. So for anyone curious as to why I had Deadpool call Spidey baby boy in one of my videos, and you know what, all the people who were in the comments saying this is canon, to which I got to respond, it is canon, there you go. That's where it is. It was in that specific run of Deadpool, issue number 19. I'm looking into it. Looks like that run ran from 2008 to 2012, so, which is kind of insane, but you know, you could either read that comic run to see that team up, or read Don't Call It a Team Up. And as always, sail the seas, buy them secondhand, do not give any money to Marvel. I bought this comic used, so. I've seen a few Tumblr posts about an incorrect quote of Spidey checking the TV to see that apparently Spider-Man died, and then Deadpool bursting in wearing his suit and being like, I know you said not to take the suit. I want you guys to know that something similar actually happens in the comics, but it was intentional. Deadpool intentionally stole Spidey's suit to fake Spidey's death. Peter just woke up and saw on the news that they were reporting that they found Spider-Man. And this isn't the same comic issue, but it's in the same comic and the same, like, team-up portion as the one where he calls Peter baby boy. It's also in Don't Call It a Team-Up, because it's all the team-up comics, right? As I said, Deadpool 2008 issue number 19 is the comic issue where he calls Peter baby boy. Right here. Spidey, what up, baby boy? Haven't seen you since Amazing Spider-Man number 611. The issue where he steals Spidey's suit to fake his death is Deadpool 2008 number 21. Just the weird oh no, he took my costume. And then Spider-Man dies is just on the news. So there's another thing that I also thought was fanon right out of the comics. When I tell you, that doesn't make sense. How else do you drown out the voices is a canon line from the Spider-Man and Deadpool comics. This is just all of my videos have been lately, have just been people commenting shit on my skits and then me whipping out the comic. I'm like, okay, listen. Here it is, first volume of Spider-Man and Deadpool. Just drink something harder than soda pop and chill. I don't drink alcohol. I want to know who Jenny is. Those words are not a sentence. I don't drink alcohol. How else would you block out the voices? So, take it up with Marvel Comics. I didn't make that up. This is the funniest comment ever because I'm trying to like figure out if you said this with the context of me and my partner in mind, or if you just said this as a general thing. Because if you said this knowing about me and my partner, that's funny. If you said it not knowing, that's actually even funnier. Because you want a duo that's from Alberta and Saskatchewan? Look no further. Someone else has also made this comparison that we're like Deadpool and Wolverine because I'm from Alberta and they're from Saskatchewan, and it's very silly. This entire team up in the 2008 run of Deadpool with Spider-Man is a fucking masterpiece. What do you mean in this team up? This has Wade calling Spidey baby boy, has him steal Spider-Man's suit to fake his death, and also oh my god, the light is hitting it weird. Just casually has Deadpool in a dress. No, Deadpool in a dress is great for so many reasons. But my favorite thing about it is that they don't even they mention it once. Like it's just there. The scene just starts with Spider-Man showing up and he can see him in his dress. And he says, "Are you pointing a gun at me?" Yes, 2 of them. He walks in the dress. Spider-Man just continues to talk about, you know, whatever the case and everything they're working on right now. Like, he doesn't even acknowledge it, okay? The only time they acknowledge it is right here. Is Wade acknowledging it. He says, "Save me, Spider-Man." He says, "This is unbelievable." And no, not the monkey part, you. And he's like, "Is it the dress?" He says nothing. And then they get attacked. Okay. Wade is still in the dress. He grabs him by the dress, but still doesn't say anything. Bro continues to fight in the dress. Like he goes, "Time for me to make an exit. Terminator exit." He runs off. Next thing you know, he's back and he's just not wearing the dress. And then it just doesn't come up again. Like, yeah, why not? But just why not? That's just who Deadpool is. He might just randomly show up in a dress over his suit and then fight in his dress. And again, at this point in the comic, Spider-Man does not like Deadpool, and he still doesn't say anything about it. He's just like, okay. Incredible. I love that. Again, this is the same comic issue that gives us Wade calling Peter a baby boy and stealing Spidey's suit to fake Spidey's death. Like, not the same issue, but it's the same team up, you know? Same comic. Incredible. I'm getting close to the end of this, but comic I just read. Spidey and Deadpool swapped costumes to fake Spider-Man's death to take out a villain. So that's twice that Deadpool has worn Spidey's costume to fake Spidey's death to take out a villain. That is so funny to me for no good reason. And I thought I would share. Hey, if you're a Spidey pool shipper, you've probably seen this panel and this one. If you haven't already seen that in the actual comic and you're wondering which one it is, I have it right here. It is from the Deadpool comic run from 2012-2015, what it looks like, and is the 10th issue of that comic. Right here. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that the Spidey in this comic is actually Doc Ock possessing Peter's body. It's unfortunately not actually Peter Parker, but, you know, still. Wade doesn't know that. But, here's the first panel. You know, if the internet could see the two of us like this, it would have fits. What are you prattling on about? I guess we go to different websites. And then right here, we're more like lovers. Remind me why I don't just blow this guy away, sweetums. It's actually funny because this is Don't Call It a Team Up, the collection of comics with Spider-Man and Deadpool before the actual team-up comic from 2016. So I started reading this one, and then I recognized the art style, and I was like, wait a minute. And I checked, and it was like, holy shit, it's the viral panels. So I thought I would share both of those panels that are like viral on the internet for Spidey Pool are in the same comic issue, literally like 2 pages apart. Very fun.
Hit it like when Papa Bomb. Get it hot like Papa John. Make a bitch go on and on.